Welcome back. We are here in Game 2 of the European Challenger Cup. I can't believe it. Game 2 of the finals of the first week of the European Challenger Cup. Sorry, again with Forsaken against the Papis. Exciting times. I am a Pip. I am going to be your one of your casters today. My co-caster today is Merle. Merle, welcome back.
Hello. I'm excited to be here. This is potentially the last game of today. Not necessarily a lot riding on it, but seed points definitely the point of contention here.
Seeding points are extremely important to me.
They'll definitely matter in the weeks to come. At the moment, this is now just testing the waters, finding out who your biggest competition might be. And I believe the Papis may have found it in Game 1 against Forsaken. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
We do have a side switch coming out. Papis will be on the Chaos side. Forsaken will be on the Order side in this game. Picks and bans are starting up right now. Ahoy ban.
Very respectable. They had some amount of trouble with it, so understandable. Just denying that from the Papis.
And then there's the Guan Yu ban.
And then a Guan Yu. Yep. Yep.
Again, just the utmost respect coming out of these teams for one another. They know how dangerous they can be.
Kepru, once again, not being allowed to come on through. A lot of people don't want to fight with the revive.
And then a Raijin. Not surprising. Yeah. We got to see one Raijin today in the very first round, and since then he's been banned out.
Yep, a lot of people don't want to deal with him. It's very difficult to interrupt his dash ever since they did the quality of life update to it. And now Kuang, first pick, should be expected considering that he made it through the primary vending phase.
But then we have the Janus in reply, that global presence again. Now it's on the Poppy side. We'll have to see how Warchi can handle it. And a Ram. Perilla going back to the Ram that helped him out so much in the semifinal games. We'll have to see if he finds success there.
Yep, definitely just going back to something a bit more comfortable. Chronos coming out, probably going to be for Tins in the mid lane, going against the Janus, although Jermaine could say, nope, Jermaine's going to run back the Jing way.
Oh, yeah,
definitely worked out well for them. Smart pickup.
Then we got a Kumbhakarna coming out over here. That's a solid support. I like seeing him in the support position. Typically does very well.
Yeah, Kumbhakarna the Mez is a huge interrupt. Can interrupt a lot of things.
No, there's a blast from the past.
A hi-rez ban. Oh boy.
Against Mogao, I definitely think that makes sense.
Oh, definitely. And in addition to that, means that they're more likely to run maybe one of the tankier solo laners on the mage side, potentially a Xing Chen, maybe a Zhang Kui.
Yeah,
as well,
which would be interesting. We haven't seen anything but a warrior slap fight come out. Kumbhakarna going to be locked in as the final ban from the Papis.
Once again shutting out that potential. It was definitely a big headache for them last game. Kali getting banned out as well. Not really
there's Kali.
They don't want to give them the late game. They want to ensure that they have it with the Chronos and the Kuang, as well as Jingwei's crit. So definitely understandable. Bastet coming out for the jungle. That's an interesting pickup. I mean, not totally unexpected with Declaw and her tick damage. You're able to pop the invisibility of Kuang almost immediately. Then we have
Odin
coming in.
All right. I like Odin. Odin's been very potent this week. And Sobek. Those Sobek plucks. Repositioning people.
Alrighty, so I have a question for you. Where do you think the Odin's going to go? Is he going to go for the solo lane?
I think we're going to see Mogao on Odin. I don't think there's any doubt. Xing Chen. All right, I'm going to turn your question on you. Where is Kumbha going and where is Xing going?
I know that people have made jokes about how long it takes for Xing Chen to ult before. I mean, Envy managed to play 2 games before he got an ult off. I've read all of War and Peace in the process of that before. So definitely interesting. Probably going to end up as a solo, though he can certainly run support now that he has his root back. This would be interesting to see.
All
but,
right, and it looks like the game is ready to go. We are in game. And so let us talk about these teams. This is game 2 of week 1 of the European Challenger Cup. We have Forsaken versus the Papis. Forsaken is the left side of the spectator UI, the bottom side of your minimap. And that's going to be Mogao running the Odin solo. I almost said Hades because I wanted to see that. Flight of Safety reprising his Kuang jungle from earlier in the day. Tian's going to be able to run Purple Pot Chronos in the mid, and then Dardez and Germain on Jing, Sobek in that duo lane.
And on the opposite side of your UI coming out of the top of the minimap, you've got the Papis. You've got Inimer running a Kumbhakarna solo. Dalo on Bastet jungle. Warchi running Janus mid. David Arnaiz and Perilla running Xing Chen Rom duo lane.
All right, Kumbhakarna solo. Kumbhakarna solo with Mark of the Vanguard and Wrath.
Yes. So
is that because of the clear at the early game?
Wrath makes up for the slow clear because Dalo is a tick-based damage god. Bastet, I mean, you're gonna be using Razor Whip for a majority of your damage, but it takes a long time to get it out, so it's going to help speed up the clear. Definitely not as fast as Odin Kuang.
They've already got their yellow buff on the south side of the map and just dropped it on the top side. So but we will see the Wrath.
Pickup. If you time it correctly, his sleep time can actually cause a interrupt to the bird bomb, therefore stopping the clear. Takes a good bit of timing though, so it's very mechanically intensive, I guess would be the correct phrase.
Awesome. I want to see if Mogao if Inimer can nail that against Mogao, or if it's going to be the opposite. Dardez getting very low over here. The hot breath is going to pose a problem, but instead it's Persistent Gust that's going to help get him out of there. Germain saving his support instead of needing saved by his support. Wonderful play coming out in this dual lane already.
Yeah, David Arnaiz is taking a fair bit of poke, but thanks to his passive and
charge break good. Persistent Gust not quite on the mark there.
Perilla taking a lot of poke.
Oh, Perilla getting very low, dangerously low there. Not quite enough to fall, however, which is, of course, utterly meaningless, really. If you don't get the kill, then what do you have? A slight delay.
Yep.
Persistent Gust is keeping Perilla at that about 15 to 20% mark on his health. Doing good things to keep the pressure up and keep that Ram under the tower and get the minions for Forsaken underneath the tower and start stripping gold away from the Ram.
Yeah, David Arnaiz is doing what he can, really just relying on his passive regeneration to be able to clean that up. But Tian's in the meanwhile on that Chronos with that Kuang, able to clean up Warchi for first blow.
Dardez in the back of the jungle does miss the charge prey, which would have been a kill in hindsight onto Dalo. Wondering if Flight of Safety wants to go in there after that. Dardez does, but not going to be enough. Uses charge prey to get out of the tower range. Otherwise, one more hit on that tower probably would have been enough to finish him off. We do have Xing Chen coming in. Dardez in some trouble and is going to fall. David Arnaiz credited with that kill. Wonderful turnaround. Oh, no! The portal!
Unfortunate portal timing.
About that wind-up again. It took so long for Xing Chen's wind-up to start that portal was actually debilitating for the Papis.
Very unfortunate. That would have been another kill for them.
Absolutely. 100% would have been free. But in the meantime,
a little bit poked out, but not really too stressed out about it.
Not stressed out about it. He should have his passive available to him. He hasn't fallen yet.
Unleash your will.
Yeah. One of the bigger problems with the passive is that he does fall in a solo situation. He's guaranteed dead no matter what. So.
That's right. That's how I kind of knew that his passive wasn't down, because if he had gone down in his passive, he probably would have died. Not 100%, but certainly.
Yeah, Moga was looking to aggress, but couldn't find anything.
Instead, using the bird bomb over the wall to get the blue buff is actually not that bad. Dardes looks like he wants to be aggressive. Stop time got to come in for the clear along with the Dragon Storm. Left mid camps are going to be taken by the members of the Papis. Splitting it are Tins and David Arnaz. Looks like David Arnaz doesn't want to be seen. Dardes spots him out around that corner. Charge Prey is going to loop him. Stop time. Good. Portal better. And here we have the charge broken up by Lurking in the Waters and the Rewind. And the members of Forsaken are able to avoid a second use of Whirlwind of Rage and Steel.
Yep. Dalo comes in, drops the Razor Whip just to deal some poke damage, knowing that Chronos can't rewind to safety means that they want to aggress, but at the same time, Darda is here to ensure that they can't really, without some major losses, fly to safety. Just coming in for some poke, doing what he can, keeping the pressure on.
Keeping the pressure on, indeed, down here in the mid part of the game, or middle part of the lane, in the mid lane. Just trying to get the farm that they can, get into that late game, that middle game part of everything. We do see Soulstone started on the Janus versus the Vampiric Shroud on the Chronos. Chronos needing that extra little bit of sustain coming from the Chronos, or from the Vampiric Shroud.
Yeah. Chronos can... I mean, he can go with either Soulstone or Vampiric Shroud. It really just depends on the playstyle. If he's really going to be focused more on the farming, then definitely Vampiric Shroud is the answer, especially considering it's a Soulstone matchup that he's up against. It means that he's going to be able to sustain a little bit better and survive if he does get hit by a Portal Unstable Vortex combo.
Over on the left-hand side, we do see Astral Arrows starting to get fired out of Jermaine. Jermaine going to go ahead and take the opportunity with the better wave clear in that wave to go ahead and back. Mid lane still grouping up as two members of Forsaken are ready and waiting in the middle of the map for the next engagement. Through Space and Time comes in, three members of the Papis looking to aggress. However, they got sniffed out by Dardes and Tens, and they are not really going to fall for it and not going to get baited into a fight there, even with the Janus
Yeah,
down.
unfortunately not able to find anything with that through Space and Time. Really just costs them the ultimate, knowing that it's down. Forsaken is free to rotate wherever they desire. Really at this point, knowing that Warchi especially can't catch up immediately.
Absolutely. And once again over here in mid, we know that Space and Time is down, but still not willing to aggress. Nobody wanting to take the fight here, except it seems Mogao. Mogao seems to be the only one who wants to fight on the side of Forsaken at this point. And that's that solo laner mentality, right? I can take any fight that they can dish to me. In fact, I'll take every fight that they can offer me.
So what I want to really see come out as soon as possible go between Dardes, Warchi, and Halo. As I really want to see them look to get an early Gold Fury. Knowing that they have Wrath means that they can't really be afraid. I mean, Gold Fury at this moment only has about 4,500 HP. So it doesn't take long to get it to that 1,000 HP threshold and guarantee it with Wrath. So that's what they should be looking for, making sure that they can get that small advantage early.
Right, and Wrath, of course, is going to fall off, right, the later the game goes?
Yeah, typically the average game lasts about 35 minutes, I believe, is what the most common stats say. And the longer the game goes on, the more health that minions and monsters accrue, so that 1,000 damage that you're getting guaranteed against the Gold Fury and the Fire Giant becomes less worth as time goes on. Like, and even then, against just regular jungle camps, it's only ever 480 damage.
Right.
So you have to make as much use of it early as possible, and then just use it late game as your safety secure if you don't have that Ice Assault, that raw ultimate, something like that to help you keep it safe.
Airstrike comes over the
see
top. Not able to find anything, though, as the members of the Papis are disengaging.
Had the ward coverage, so just use the ultimate. More of a utility tool. It doesn't really deal much damage until you get late game on that Jing. Has a lot of... has 100% physical scaling, but not a lot of damage early, only about 200. So really the main focus of that is purely for visual control.
I'll say it let her get over that wall.
Yeah, mostly just to be the eye in the sky there, and if there was anybody right in the Gold Fury, but they would have taken a little bit of poke damage. So.
Got a little bit of aggression over here on the left-hand side. Dardaz is in some trouble here, taking a good bit of damage. Charge Prey was off the mark from him. We're going to see if he can nail this snipe. He does! Nailing the third hit and able to pick up Dardaz in the back line. We're going to watch him from his perspective as he takes out Jermaine.
A lot of damage, but dropping as well. Fantastic play coming out of Perilla. Keeping David Arnaiz alive.
Excellent play coming out of Perella's Ram there, nailing those snipes and able to pick off not one but two over there on the left-hand side of the map. So, this Kumbhakarna built Genji's guard. Or, I'm sorry, the Odin built Genji's guard against the Kumbhakarna.
Yes. So, the first thing that it does is it gives a bunch of magical protection, which of course you're against a magical god, makes perfect sense. The second thing is that it gives cooldown reduction, so it's like you have a breastplate, but at the same time you don't. And the reason is that 10% is really nice, but also the passive 2-second reduction whenever you get hit with a magical ability also really helps out. And the last and probably most important thing is it gives a fair amount of MP5, almost as if you were a mage who built a Chronos pendant. So
I see.
20 MP5 helps him sustain a little bit better than if he just had excess raw mana from the Breastplate of Valor. He'll probably pick up the Breastplate of Valor later on at some point, just to guarantee that he has his ult up whenever he wants it. Shoot for that maximum cooldown reduction, but at the moment he's just going for the best possible counter solution to that Kumbha solo.
Makes perfect sense, and that's a 2-second flat reduction, so further CDR is actually going to have improvements on that. Through Space and Time is forced out of Warchi as he was charge prayed back into 10s. Uses the first stage of the portals, but not any of the further stages. Now going to reset and go get his red buff.
Yep, Inima regressed on by flight of safety Moga, but safely disengages with its Mesmerize, so nothing much coming out of that. Both of them back, and he's just very carefully teleporting in, guaranteeing that early Gold Fury.
Epic Uppercut is going to be good to keep Dardaz away from being able to even think about stealing that away. The cats did come out, not able to do much, just running after Dardaz there. Good zone control.
They soaked up a lot of damage for the Gold Fury.
For the Gold Fury?
Relatively low health, yeah. They were the main focus so that nobody was really too low in regards. Like, if you look, the only persons who are missing small amounts of health would be the duo lane who started the Gold Fury in the first place. So.
Wonderful.
Nothing
We see more
do.
slap fights going in. We've got 3 members of the red team grouped over here on the left-hand side. Jermaine obviously sees 2 of them, but I don't know if he knows that the Bastet is sitting there in the jungle trying to loop around behind. However, what the Papis don't see is Dardaz is here, looking to turn this fight, as is Tian's. Charge Prey is going to be good, and that is David Arnaiz deleted.
He did, yeah. They did have a ward, but they found out a little bit too late. It was just close to the entrance, so not much they could do in reaction time to that. Charge Prey was well placed and cost David's life. Ward 2 using the ultimate defensively, but nobody able to find anything.
He uses the ultimate defensively, and it looked like Pirelli used the ultimate defensively to get out of the Odin cage. We do see Mogao able to pick off Pirella there, and Dardez got low, but was able to back off and get away. So 2 for nothing. It actually ended up being a 3 for nothing. David Arnaz has since respawned, and they get the tower over there on the left-hand side, freeing up that Jing Wei to start doing Jing Wei things and rotate around the map.
Yep, if we look at the graph really quickly, 3.5k experience difference and 1600 gold advantage. We can see that huge spike down from when the Papis took the gold fury, but it's clearly been recovered and climbing forward for Forsaken.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing Forsaken not wanting to press their luck. They don't want to take something and give it back up at all. They just want to, do their thing, right? Get the pick, get the tower, fall back, reset.
Yep, just patiently take what you can. Don't do anything stupid. They understand it's the best of 3, so for them, this is the last game that they're going to play today. That's what they're looking for. So, Warty able to finish off fly to safety with 4-man rotation over in the solo lane, barreling down both Innimer and David Arnai is trying to deal as much damage to that tower as they can, but Pop Mogo's ult as a result, and David Arnai just leaps away.
Able to leap away. Dardez was up at the tier 2 tower, able to pull off some of the members of the Papis, get them up the mid lane instead, and then charge prey to get away. Good use of the Sobek skill set to put some pressure onto mid and then get away. And now the Papis are down 2 towers. It's looking kind of familiar from last game. They lost their ADC tower and their mid tower a little bit later this game than they did in the last game, but it seems like Forsaken has that focus of getting left, then mid, then right.
Yeah, Forsaken's doing it very calm and calculated. They're really just looking for trying to get those like high priority targets and then going for like, oh well, this is still up, we might as well.
3 members of Papis rotating over to try to find Jermaine. Jermaine is going to get spotted out. 2 snipes are all that Pirella needs to pick up the kill. Whirlwind to Rage and Steel goes. He spins around, not able to get anything. And we are seeing Mogao rotating over, looking for the kill onto Dalo. Not able to find it, however. As Tian's chasing after Pirella and able to find it with a stop time. Epic uppercuts good. Innimer is able to land it. And Unstable Vortex deals a lot of damage, and then the belly bounce able to pick up the kill for Innimer.
Meanwhile, chases on. Mogao still chasing after Dalo. Finally able to finish him off as all of that exciting stuff is happening. Mogao uses the cage for the perfect disengage.
Perfect disengage is right. That
potentially looking to go in, but not really.
That wall was perfectly placed.
He can't get anything out of it. Gold Fury about to respawn, 10 seconds left on that. Forsaken should be looking to take that away, deny the Papis that extra gold that would help them stay in the fight, help cement their lead.
Help cement their lead indeed. We're looking at a 2,000 gold lead coming out for Forsaken at this point, despite the first Gold Fury being taken by the Papis. They were able to make it up by taking the 2 tier 1 towers as well as getting the kills, and another Gold Fury pushes that up to a 4,000 gold lead at this point.
Yep. Very smart play. Ward comes out a little bit too late from Pirella, so they know that it's gone, but there's not much that they can do about it at this point.
Mogao looking to
just leading up the experience, dropping some wards.
Odin Ring is down. 2 other members of Forsaken have rotated over. Dardez looking to help out against this blue buff. They don't even care about Innimer anymore. They want to get this blue buff, lock it up for Mogao. And that's considered a win for them as Fly to Safety goes over there on the side, split pushes, and is able to get the tier 1 tower on right. Through space and time is going to allow Tens to get out of there, as we have Whirlwind of Rage and Steel throwing 2 members of blue back underneath. Mogao is very low. Innimer in his passive laying on the ground, almost dead, picked up by Tens. Bastet getting lower, not gone. Fly to safety, however, is after Fly to safety came back
Aggressively
down on the
diving
dragon.
tower. Yeah. Dive the tower to try and pick up Warchi, but unfortunately not able to find it. That's the result. Tins and Dardas barreling down. Ward coming through to try and teleport. Unsuccessful for Dalo, so has to go on the turret instead, which probably would have been the safer option in the first place.
Safer option, yes, but what about positioning? I mean, there is something to be said for being able to get that Bastet into exactly where she wants to be.
Very true.
So the game is tied in kills. There is a just under 5,000 gold lead coming out from Forsaken. The experience lead is almost getting to the point where it'll be negligible, but it is currently 7,000 in favor of Forsaken. Looking at, level advantages coming out across the board, except for Dardes, who is keeping even with David Arnez, or should I say David Arnez keeping even with Dardes.
Yeah. Kills playing a little bit of a factor, being able to have one kill under his belt allows David a little bit more experience, helping him keep as close to toe-to-toe with Dardas as possible.
Flight of safety picks up Enimer over there on the right-hand side of the map as Jermaine and Perella are boxing once again. Perella, looking kind of low, uses the sprint to get away. Dardes does not have charge prey available for one more second. Looking to get it, not able to get it. Through space and time comes out. However, Tins is able to respond by jumping over there and getting the kill. Fly to safety picks up David Arnez over here at the back camp. And it looks like we're going to see aggression onto this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, should fall relatively shortly. Once again, we're seeing pretty expected builds. Warchi getting focused out here, caught in the cage, not much he can do about that. Jermaine diving aggressively forward, Meditate coming out from Dardes to help keep him alive. Beautiful bait coming out on top of Dalo. Deicide as Enimer just revives. There's not much he can do to interrupt this, drops the mez, but the damage from the tower immediately pops it.
A second ago, this was a game that was tied in kills. Now it is 13-7 with a Phoenix down on the one side, 2 towers only remaining for the Papis, and a now 10,000 gold lead, 9,500 gold lead coming out for Forsaken over the Papis.
Yep, what it really comes down to is just those 1 or 2 good picks. They were able to get Perilla down, which immediately reduces the overall team damage. Even though he doesn't have Chinsai online yet, he still puts out a lot of damage. Is the highest participation on his team, so really,
you got Odin Cage coming out on Perella. Focusing Perella is always a fun thing to watch. Warchi just kind of hiding back in the back line. Flight of safety.
Trying to do what he can, but taking a lot of poke damage from all 3 of them. Meanwhile, Flight of Safety finishes off Perilla in the back line.
Reducing David Arnez low once again. However, Enimer is there to kind of disrupt the team, not letting them get out. But another 2 kills come out for Forsaken. One onto Flight of Safety.
Jermaine landing some crits with exploding bolts. Definitely very deadly. Dives under the Phoenix looking to get another kill. Unable to find it at the moment, but aggressive play from David Arnez costing him some life.
And that is a deicide for Forsaken and should be the game. 22 minutes in.
Could potentially be the game. Dalo's going to be alive in a second. Looks like they're going to retreat back a little bit. Going to go for that tier 2 or potentially just back out. With 2 Phoenixes down at 22 minutes in, this game is almost entirely wrapped up in Forsaken's favor. However, there's still a chance with a decent Fire Giant fight for the Papis to make a comeback.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they have 2 Phoenixes down. 1 tower remains on the side of the Papis. No towers have fallen for Forsaken as of yet. They are certainly not forsaking those towers.
Yep. They are not really looking forward to dropping anything. Beautiful objective control coming out from them. Despite the early drop to Gold Fury, I mean, Forsaken was able to clean up the second one quite easily. Now it looks like they're leaving play for the Fire Giant. Not really caring about ward vision if there is any.
Not caring about ward vision, and I don't blame them for that. They don't even need to worry about that anymore. Able to get the Fire Giant
level
clean.
20, Tins is on the cusp. David Arnai is caught out all alone.
I'm just going to watch Whirlwind of Rage and Steel go off. Time stop is going to be good. Tin's picking up his 5th kill of the game on that Chronos, taking out David Arnaz. And now
Fly
it
to
should
safety,
be
having
the
a
third.
slap fight across the way with Dalo keeping him busy, preventing him as the final Phoenix is about to fall. Dalo able to come back in, fly to safety just shortly behind.
Mogal taking a lot of damage there, is very low, forced to come back out of that fight. But Tin's coming in, destroying Warchi. The execute coming out, but the passive was up for Enemer. Not able to get credit for the kill was fly to safety. Jermaine instead able to pick off that last auto attack. We see the Titan is at 5,500, not being focused. Dardez dies in the fountain again.
Dardez just feeling himself a little bit, feeling free to go aggressive. Tin's getting the rewind off, going back to full HP, completely turning the fight from what was a 2v1 to a 3v1.
And there you have it.
There you have it. Forsaken will take home the gold as the winners of the finals for week 1 of the European Challenger Cup. That's going to wrap it up for today. I've been Merle. You can find me on Twitter at Merlevy. This is Josh. You can find him at Twitter. .com/ what is it?
EPIP Smite. Very easy to remember. EPIP SMITE.
Easy enough. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow we will have week 1 of the NA Challenger Cup. Hope you join us for that. And once again, thank you to Tier Monster for hosting this, as well as hi-rez Studios, Owlhead Studios, and Discord for help supporting this. Thank you, and good night.